Welcome to Uotobi VT Audiobooks channel. Let's listen and immerse yourself in the world of knowledge, emotions and timeless stories. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any works and products from VT Audiobooks. Orward and live, speak 5 lines to yourself every morning, transform your life. Buddhism. Transcript. Each morning as the first light touches the earth, we are gifted with a new beginning, a fresh canvas upon which we can paint the energy of the day ahead. Most people wake up and immediately get pulled into the currents of life, rushing into routines, drowning in distractions, losing themselves in the chaos of the world before they even take a moment to truly arrive in their own existence. But what if instead of being swept away, you began your day with clarity? What if before engaging with the outside world you centered yourself, anchored your thoughts and set a foundation of mindfulness and peace? There is a simple yet powerful practice in Buddhism, a more ritual that has been passed down through centuries, a practice of speaking 5 sacred lines of reflection to oneself at the start of each day. These words are not empty affirmations, nor are they mere positive thinking. They are declarations of wisdom spoken with intention, designed to reshape your perspective, to align your mind with clarity, compassion and purpose. The power of these 5 lines does not come from simply reciting them, but from truly embodying their meaning. They are reminders of what is essential, guiding principles that, when spoken with full awareness, set the tone for how you engage with the world. The first line: I am grateful for this new day. Gratitude is more than a fleeting feeling, it is a perspective, a lens through which you see the world. In Buddhism, gratitude is not just about appreciating what you have, but recognizing the miracle of existence itself. Each new day is a gift, a chance to grow, to evolve, to love, to learn. Yet most people wake up burdened by yesterday's worries or consumed by tomorrow's uncertainties, failing to see the beauty of the present moment. But what if you started your day with gratitude, not just for the things you own or the achievements you seek, but for the very breath in your lungs, for the opportunity to wake up, to witness another sunrise, to take another step on your path? The mind naturally gravitates toward what is missing, toward what is lacking, but gratitude rewires this tendency. It shifts your focus away from scarcity and toward abundance, from dissatisfaction to appreciation, and the power of this shift is immense. A monk once said, a person who wakes up grateful is richer than the wealthiest man in the world, because true wealth is not measured by possessions, but by presence, by the ability to recognize that this moment, this very breath is enough. So as you wake, before you do anything else, take a deep breath and speak these words: I am grateful for this new day. Feel the truth of it, let it settle in your heart, because no matter what happened yesterday, no matter what challenges lie ahead, today is a new beginning, and that alone is worth celebrating. The second life: I embrace impermanence. Nothing in this world is permanent, not joy, not sorrow, not success, not failure. Everything changes, everything flows, everything eventually fades. Yet most suffering comes from resisting this truth. People cling to possessions, to relationships, to identities, to certainty, desperately trying to hold on to what cannot be held, and when change inevitably arrives, they feel lost, betrayed, as if life has wronged them. But the wise do not resist impermanence, they embrace it. A river does not try to hold on to each drop of water, it flows effortlessly, knowing that change is its nature. A tree does not cling to its leaves in autumn, it lets them go, trusting that spring will bring new life. And so must we. When you remind yourself each morning, I embrace impermanence, you free yourself, you let go of attachment, you stop fearing change, you flow with life instead of fighting it. This does not mean becoming indifferent, it means appreciating things fully while they are here, without the fear of losing them. It means understanding that every moment, every encounter, every experience is fleeting, and because of that it is precious. So when you wake, speak this truth to yourself: I embrace impermanence. And as you do, feel the weight of fear, of clinging, of resistance begin to dissolve. The third line: I cultivate compassion for myself and others. Compassion is the heart of Buddhist practice. It is not just kindness, not just empathy, it is the recognition that all beings suffer, and the conscious choice to respond with understanding instead of judgment, with love instead of indifference. But true compassion begins with yourself. Most people are their own worst critics. They speak to themselves with words they would never say to a friend. They punish themselves for their mistakes, dwell on their shortcomings, and deny themselves the kindness they freely give to others. But how can you truly extend compassion outward if you do not practice it inward? The Dalai Lama once said, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. This is not a vague idea, it is a daily practice. When you say, I cultivate compassion for myself and others, you are making a commitment to be gentle with yourself, to forgive yourself, to stop speaking to yourself with harshness, and you are also making a commitment to extend that same compassion to those around you, to understand that everyone you meet is carrying unseen burdens, that their actions, their words, even the ones that hurt you, are often rooted in their own pain. Compassion does not mean accepting harm, it does not mean allowing others to mistreat you, but it does mean choosing to see the world with an open heart, to respond to suffering not with anger, but with wisdom. So as you wait, say these words: I cultivate compassion for myself and others. And as you do, let your heart soften, let your mind become lighter, because the world does not need more judgment, it needs more understanding, and that understanding begins with you. The first 3 lines are a foundation: gratitude, impermanence, and compassion. Together they prepare your mind to meet the day with awareness, with flexibility, and with kindness. But there is still more, because once you have set this foundation, once you have reminded yourself of what truly matters, the next step is to walk the path of wisdom. And the final truth to remember each morning: inner peace is not found outside of you, it is created within. This is where the journey continues. Most people spend their lives searching for peace in the external world. They chase success, relationships, recognition, material wealth, believing that once they acquire enough, they will finally feel fulfilled. But no matter how much they gain, something is always missing. They reach one goal and another appears, they solve one problem and a new one takes its place. They experience happiness, but it fades, and so they continue searching, running endlessly, convinced that peace is somewhere just beyond the next achievement. But this is an illusion. Peace is not something you find out there. It is not hidden in a job, a relationship, a bank account, or a destination. It is not granted by success, nor is it stolen by failure. Peace is something you create within yourself. The fourth line of morning reflection is: my peace comes from within. When you remind yourself of this truth each morning, you reclaim control. You stop depending on external circumstances to determine your inner state. You stop allowing the world to dictate your emotions, your happiness, your sense of worth. A monk was once asked, how do you remain peaceful even when the world is chaotic? He replied, when a storm rages, the surface of the ocean is wild, but deep below the water remains still. I live in the depths, not on the surface. Most people live on the surface of their minds, tossed around by every wave of emotion, every problem, every opinion, every challenge. But the wise train themselves to go deeper, to remain still even when life is unpredictable. When you wake up and say, my peace comes from within, you are making a choice to stop reacting to everything around you, a choice to stop letting other people's actions or the circumstances of the day control your mood. You become like a mountain, unmoved by the passing winds. This does not mean ignoring the world or pretending problems do not exist. It means developing the ability to remain centered no matter what happens, because the truth is external events will always change. People will come and go. Success will rise and fall. Some days will be easy, some will be hard. But when your peace comes from within, none of that can shake you. So as you wake, take a deep breath, speak these words: my peace comes from within. And as you do, imagine yourself sinking deeper beyond the waves, beyond the noise, into a stillness that cannot be disturbed, because once you find peace within yourself, you carry it with you everywhere. And now we come to the final reflection. If gratitude, impermanence, compassion, and inner peace form the foundation of your mindset, then the last piece is action, because wisdom is meaningless if it is not lived. The fifth line of morning reflection is: today I will walk my path with purpose. Many people drift through life moving without direction, reacting 11:28. Instead of creating, they allow time to pass without meaning, waiting for something, motivation, inspiration, certainty to push them forward. But waiting is another form of hesitation, and hesitation leads to stagnation. Buddhism teaches that each moment is an opportunity to practice awareness, to act with intention, to bring meaning to the ordinary. Walking your path with purpose does not mean waiting for a grand mission to appear. It means bringing mindfulness to everything you do, whether it is your work, your relationships, or the simple act of drinking a cup of tea. A monk was once sweeping the temple grounds when a visitor asked him, why do you do such a simple task with so much care? The monk smiled and said, because I am not just sweeping, I am practicing my path. This is what it means to walk with purpose. It is not about grand achievements, it is about presence, about making each moment meaningful, about bringing focus, patience, and intention into everything you do each morning. When you say, today I will walk my path with purpose, you set the tone for your actions. You remind yourself that you are not just passing time, you are creating your life moment by moment. So what does this look like in practice? It means being fully present in your work rather than rushing through it. It means listening deeply when someone speaks rather than letting your mind wander. It means choosing discipline over distraction, choosing kindness over judgment, choosing growth over stagnation. It means taking every step with awareness, because the truth is your path is not somewhere far away. It is not waiting for you in the future. Your path is here now, and each step you take, no matter how small, is part of your journey. So when you wake, take a deep breath and declare, today I will walk my path with purpose, and then live by those words. Let each action reflect the wisdom you are cultivating. Let each choice bring you closer to the person you are becoming, because wisdom is not something you know, it is something you practice. And when you apply these 5 reflections each morning: gratitude, impermanence, compassion, inner peace, and purpose, you begin to reshape your entire life. You move through the world with greater clarity. You meet challenges with a steady mind. You let go of what does not serve you, and most importantly, you stop waiting for peace, happiness, or fulfillment to arrive, because you realize they have been within you all along. So now the question is, will you begin your days with intention, or will you continue to drift? The choice is yours. The path is waiting, and the first step begins now. Most people wake up each morning unaware of the power they hold. They begin their day passively reacting to circumstances, allowing emotions, distractions, and external forces to dictate their mood, their energy, their direction. But you are not like most people. You now understand that the way you start your day shapes everything that follows. You have learned the 5 sacred reflections: gratitude, impermanence, compassion, inner peace, and purpose. These are not just words, they are a way of life, a path that leads to a sharper mind, a calmer spirit, and an existence filled with meaning. But knowledge alone is not enough. The true Challenge is in the practice because the world will test you. There will be days when it feels difficult to be grateful, when your mind clings to worry or frustration. Instead, there will be moments when impermanence brings loss, and instead of embracing change, you resist it, longing for things to stay the same. There will be times when compassion is hard, when anger rises easily, when judgment feels more natural than understanding. There will be situations that shake your inner peace, that tempt you to react instead of remain centered. And there will be mornings when you forget your purpose, when the weight of routine makes it easy to drift through the day without true presence. This is why discipline is essential. The greatest minds, the wisest teachers, the strongest spirits, none of them became who they are by accident. They trained themselves day after day to live in alignment with their values, even when it was difficult. And if you wish to walk this path, you must do the same. As Zen master once said, you do not meditate to escape the storm, you meditate to learn how to stand calmly in the middle of it. Life will not always be easy, but if you cultivate discipline, if you commit to practicing mindfulness, gratitude, and presence, then no matter what storms come your way, you will not be shaken. So how do you bring these 5 reflections into your daily life? How do you turn them from morning thoughts into a living practice? First, create rituals of awareness. Awareness is the foundation of transformation. If you are not aware of your actions, your thoughts, your emotions, then you are moving through life on autopilot. Most people react to their environment without even realizing it. They complain without noticing. They dwell on the past without choosing to. They get lost in distractions, pulled away from their path without resistance. But when you bring awareness into each moment, you gain power. You gain the ability to choose your response instead of reacting blindly. One way to cultivate awareness is through small daily rituals. When you wake, take a few moments to breathe deeply before reaching for your phone. Let your first thoughts be intentional rather than reactive. Recite the 5 reflections aloud or in your mind, grounding yourself before engaging with the world. When you eat, slow down, pay attention to the taste, the texture, the nourishment your food provides. This simple act of mindful eating can bring you into the present moment and strengthen your ability to focus. When you walk, feel each step fully. Listen to the sounds of around you. Notice the way your body moves even during conversations. Instead of thinking about what to say next, practice truly listening. Observe the emotions behind the words. Be present. These small moments of awareness, practiced consistently, begin to reshape your mind. You stop drifting through life and instead you live fully engaged, fully aware. Second, train yourself to let go. Impermanence is one of the greatest lessons of life, but it is also one of the hardest to embrace. The human mind clings to people, to possessions, to identities, to ideas of how things should be, and this clinging is what creates suffering. But imagine if you could move through life with a mind as free as the wind. Imagine if instead of fearing change you welcomed it, if instead of resisting loss you accepted it with grace. This is not to say you should not love deeply or care about your experiences, quite the opposite. When you accept impermanence, you learn to cherish things more because you understand that every moment is fleeting, every interaction is unique, every experience is a gift that will not last forever. A wise monk once compared life to a sand mandala, a beautiful, intricate design created by Buddhist monks only to be wiped away after completion. He said the purpose of the mandala is not for it to last, the purpose is the act of creating it fully and mindfully, knowing that its beauty lies in its impermanence. Everything you love, everything you know, everything you are, it will change, but instead of fearing this truth, embrace it. Use it as a reminder to live fully, to love without holding back, to appreciate every experience while it is here, because this moment it will never come again. So when you catch yourself resisting change, take a deep breath and whisper to yourself, let go, and watch as peace replaces fear. Third, turn compassion into action. Compassion is not just a feeling, it is not just an idea, it is something you do. It is how you speak to yourself in moments of difficulty. It is how you treat others even when no one is watching. It is the way you respond to suffering, not just your own but that of the people around you. When you practice compassion, you break cycles of negativity. When someone is rude to you, instead of reacting with anger, recognize that their actions may be coming from their own pain. When a loved one makes a mistake, instead of holding on to resentment, see their humanity. And when you fail, instead of criticizing yourself endlessly, choose kindness, choose to learn, choose to grow. A single act of compassion toward yourself or another has the power to shift the energy of an entire day. So as you move through life, ask yourself, how can I practice compassion in this moment? Because the more you give it, the more it returns to you. Fourth, anchor yourself in inner peace. The world will always be unpredictable. Challenges will come, situations will test you, but no matter what happens outside of you, remember, peace is an inside job. The mind will try to convince you that peace is something you must find, that it will come when you fix every problem, when everything finally falls into place. But real peace is not about controlling your environment, it is about mastering your response to it. A monk was once asked how he remained so calm even in the face of difficulty. He replied, I do not let the outside world enter my inner world. Practice this. When stress arises, take a breath. When frustration builds, step back. When the mind starts to spin, remind yourself, I control my response. And as you do, you will realize no one can take away your peace unless you allow them to. Fifth, live each day with purpose. Do not wait for the future to bring you meaning. Do not wait for the perfect moment to begin your path. Your purpose is not something distant, it is something you live in, each step, each word, each choice. So when you wake, do not simply exist, move with Intention, speak with wisdom, act with awareness, because the days will pass either way. The only question is, will you live them fully or will you let them slip away? The path is before you, the choice is yours. The way you live today is the way you live your life. It is not shaped by distant dreams or future plans. It is shaped by the choices you make right now. Each moment, each action and each thought is a thread in the tapestry of your existence, and yet most people move through their days as if they have endless time. They postpone what matters, waiting for the perfect moment, to be present, to be grateful, to be disciplined. They tell themselves they will start tomorrow without realizing that tomorrow is never guaranteed. But you are not here to waste time. You are here to live with intention, to walk your path with awareness, to sharpen your mind, to strengthen your spirit, and to cultivate a presence so deep that no distraction, no doubt, no fear can shake you, because in the end the life you seek is not something you find, it is something you build, and it is built in the small unseen moments. It is built in the way you wake up in the morning. It is built in how you speak to yourself when no one is listening. It is built in the habits you choose, in the things you prioritize, and in the discipline you cultivate. A great warrior does not wait for battle to sharpen his blade. He sharpens it every day so that when the moment arrives he is ready. And so you must sharpen your mind. You must train yourself not through grand gestures but through daily consistent action, mastering the art of presence. Most people are never truly here. They eat while scrolling through their phones. They listen while thinking about what to say next. They walk without noticing the ground beneath their feet, lost in thoughts of the past or worries of the future. And because of this they miss their lives. They miss the beauty of simple moments. They miss the warmth of the sun on their skin, the sound of laughter, the peace found in stillness. But presence is power. When you learn to focus fully on this moment, everything changes. Your work becomes deeper, your relationships become richer, your mind becomes calmer, sharper, more alive. The greatest warriors, monks, and thinkers have all understood this truth. Presence is the foundation of mastery. A Zen master was once asked what is the secret to enlightenment. He simply replied, when I eat, I eat. When I walk, I walk. When I work, I work. This is the practice. Be where you are. If you are eating, just eat. Taste the food, feel the texture, be fully engaged. If you are speaking to someone, give them your full attention. If you are working, pour yourself into the task completely, because when you do, you unlock something extraordinary, the ability to experience life fully. So make presence your discipline. Train yourself to focus, to be aware, to engage fully in whatever you are doing, and watch as the world around you transforms. Eliminating the unnecessary. Clarity is not found by adding more, it is found by removing what does not serve you. Most people are drowning in distractions. They fill their time with meaningless entertainment. They clutter their minds with unnecessary worries. They surround themselves with people who drain their energy instead of lifting them higher, and then they wonder why they feel lost. But the answer is simple: they have not yet made space for what truly matters. If you want focus, remove distractions. If you want wisdom, stop consuming nonsense. If you want peace, let go of what no longer serves you. A monk was once asked, how do I find clarity? He handed the student a cup of muddy water and said, be still, let the dirt settle, and then you will see clearly. This is the truth. Your life does not need more, it needs less of what does not matter. So look at your habits, your thoughts, your surroundings. What is weighing you down, remove it, and in that space something new will emerge. Clarity, peace, purpose. Strengthening your discipline. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you could be. Without it, dreams remain dreams. Without it, wisdom is just words. Without it, nothing changes. But with it you become unstoppable. Most people wait for motivation. They wait to feel like doing the hard things. But those who succeed, they do not wait, they act. They wake up early. Even when they want to sleep, they train. Even when they are tired, they do the work. Even when no one is watching, because they understand discipline is not about feelings, it is about commitment. A great monk once said, do not practice only when it is easy. Practice because it must be done. So ask yourself, what do I need to commit to? And then do it. Not tomorrow, not when you feel like it. Now growth is never found in comfort. It is found in the struggle, in the challenge, in the moments that test you. Most people avoid discomfort. They seek ease. They run from pain. But the strongest minds understand discomfort is not the enemy, it is the path. A blacksmith does not create a sharp blade by being gentle. He heats it, hammers it, sharpens it until it becomes unbreakable. Your mind is the same. If you avoid challenges, if you refuse to step into discomfort, you will remain dull, weak, fragile. But if you train yourself to endure, to lean into the difficulty instead of away from it, you will become something greater than you ever imagined. So when you feel resistance, when something feels hard, do not run, step into it, because on the other side of discomfort there is strength. Living each day as if it were your last. The greatest illusion is that we have time. People live as if they are promised another day. They waste hours, weeks, years believing that there will always be more. But one day there will not be. One day the last sunrise will come, and the question will not be how much did you achieve, it will be how deeply did you live. Did you love fully? Did you give your best? Did you wake up each morning with gratitude, or did you let the days slip by, lost in distractions, waiting for someday? Buddha once said, the trouble is you think you have time, but the truth is time is the one thing you can never get back. So live now, not tomorrow, not later. Now wake up with purpose, move with awareness, speak with kindness, give without hesitation, and when the sun sets, let there be no regrets, because in the end it is not what you owned, not what you achieved, but how you lived that will define your life. So ask yourself, if today were my last, would I be proud of